A very good evening and welcome along to Under the Sun. I'm Suraj, your host, and I am so excited for this clash. 21 Champions League titles between these two historic clubs. Real Madrid with 15 and the six-time European champions who might just start the season as the favourites in the quarterfinals. They have been irresistible throughout. Real Madrid not so much the same, but they do have that European pedigree. Champions League history is very much on their side as Real Madrid hosts Bayern Munich in the first leg of the quarterfinals of the Champions League this season. Sporting Lisbon and Arsenal kick off at the very same time, so I'll be keeping an eye on that game as well. For Real Madrid, they've got Lunin in goal because Courtois isn't fit. Carreras, Rudiger, Huijsen and Trent Alexander-Arnold as the back five. The midfield pairing is certainly interesting without Camavinga or Jude Bellingham, with Aurelien Tchouameni is the number 6, no doubt about that, but very interesting to see the youngster Thiago Pitach partnering alongside the French international. And of course, the forward line speaks for itself for Real Madrid. Valverde, Vinicius, Kylian Mbappe, and of course, Arda Güler. As for Bayern Munich, they have gone with their strongest possible starting 11. Surprisingly that there's no Leonard Carl in the starting 11, which means Serge Gnabry will be the number 10 today with Michael Olise on the right and Luis Diaz on the left. But Manuel Neuer in goal, Stanisic, Ta Upamecano and Leimer as the back five, Pavlovic and Kimmich as the midfield pivot, Luis Diaz, Serge Gnabry, Michael Olise as the front three, for Harry Kane up front, providing all the service that the England striker needs. 31 goals in the Bundesliga with 8 in the Champions League. Harry Kane having yet another season to remember. And can he lead Bayern Munich to their first title since 2020 in the Champions League? And as for Real Madrid, this could be business as usual. After going through Benfica in the qualifiers and then beating Manchester City in the round of 16, confidence will be high. But after that loss to Mallorca, Real Madrid just might be teetering on the edge. Bayern Munich on their end, they were fantastic in the last 20 minutes. 2-0 down after the 80th minute. Leonard Carl scoring the winner in the 99th minute to give Bayern Munich all 3 points and almost a hand on the trophy here. We're all set for kickoff here at the Santiago Bernabéu, and we are off and running. Well, both teams are looking for a fast start here, that's for sure. There is no place to hide. There's no place to shrug whatsoever. Full on. Both teams might have started the season as favourites, but now in the quarterfinals, one of these teams will have to exit, and that's for sure. Which Real Madrid at home might feel that the onus is on them to go out there and get a result here up against the six-time champions. Arbeloa as the coach has pretty much steadied the ship, but they still find themselves far too behind in terms of Barcelona having that nearly 9-point lead here. It's Bayern Munich with the early start here. Can he get the shot away? Konrad Leimer, it's just over. What a chance. Bayern Munich get the first opportunity of the match in the very first minute, and it falls to the Austrian left back who ventures himself forward. The ball breaks very kindly at the outside of the box, and the Austrian just leaning back, finding the target here. Kimmich does very well here. Just lays it off for Konrad Leimer. He needs to get that on target. Opportunity wasted. There's Real Madrid immediately on the back foot. With no Thibaut Courtois, Lunin will certainly have to play that Courtois role between the sticks. Saw him pretty much fill in that gap really well for Bayern Munich. What a season they've been having as head coach Vincent Kompany. Once again having a brilliant season, but they'll want to deliver the Champions League this season, that's for sure. Luis Diaz on the left-hand side will certainly add a lot of trickery and pace, and he's up against his former Liverpool teammate in Trent Alexander-Arnold. Both players moved to the European Giants respectively in the summer after securing the league title, and from there we've seen how Liverpool's title defence has gone as both these two teams look for more silverware come the end of the season. Liverpool, of course, play Paris Saint-Germain tomorrow. I will be live for that, that's for sure, to see which one of those two teams will enter the quarterfinals after the first leg. Here's Pavlovic. With Pavlovic and Kimmich in the midfield pairing for Bayern Munich certainly has more about them considering what Real Madrid have as their starting pivot. Carreras up against Michael Olise. Good shifted pass here as Pitach finds Carreras on the left-hand side. Kylian Mbappe trying his first technique. Brilliant pass there from Kylian Mbappe as Trent Alexander-Arnold looks for the switch. I think that was the wrong decision there. He has to go straight back to Mbappe. But on the left-hand side, here's Vinicius Jr. He's up against Dayot Upamecano. Here's Vinicius now. Oh, good challenge. Very good challenge by Upamecano on the slide. Well, Real Madrid just showcasing in an instant how quickly they attack and try and find spaces. Well, both teams very much on the front foot here. That's exactly what we want to see. Very good challenge. 3 minutes on the clock. 0-0 the scoreline. The entire Real Madrid team is in the Bayern Munich half. Bayern Munich not used to just sitting back throughout, especially in the Bundesliga where they're expected to dominate, and they pretty much do every time they do take the field. Güler shifts it onto the left-hand side for Vinicius. Vinicius has started brightly here, trying to combine with Valverde. Just hammers the ball into the box. It's easily cleared away, finding Michael Olise. Well, Olise for France was absolutely brilliant in that international friendly, in the international break. Brazil getting dealt with relative ease against one of the sides that will be favourites heading into the World Cup this summer. Here's Dean Huijsen. Good line breaker onto the left-hand side. What is up, my friend, Mr. Mayuresh? What do you think? What do you think? Give me your predictions right now. This is going to be a cracking game, my friend. I can't wait, man. 4 minutes on the clock. Just time to buy. And we know that every time Real Madrid will be on the counter-attack, they will be devastating. That's for sure. Early on here, Real Madrid are dominating the ball. Dean Huijsen and Antonio Rudiger, two Real Madrid centre-halves, will have to play one of their best games here today. And for me, what will be very crucial is Harry Kane's positioning. We like to see him drop deep and pick up the ball and dictate the play, but he needs to be that focal point, especially because I understand why he does drop deep, because he's got runners, right, with Gnabry and Luis Diaz, but Harry Kane needs to be that focal point today. Again, you see him dropping at the halfway line. It's Gnabry who's making the furthest run forward. Very interesting to see that, but that's clearly what Harry Kane is all about this season. Here's Michael Olise. He's up against Carreras. Oh, he breezes past. It's brilliant from Olise. What a challenge that is, but the foul has been given right at the edge of the box. Michael Olise with a brilliant change of direction. And Pitak fouls him. Youngster won't pick up a booking here, but let's look at Michael Olise. Brilliant from him. I think the foul was from Dean Huijsen and not from the youngster. Oh, clear foul there by Huijsen. It wasn't Pitak. It was Dean Huijsen. Oh, 2-1 to Madrid is certainly, I wouldn't say an out-of-the-box prediction, but from Bayern Munich's point of view, I think if they do manage to get a draw here, expect them to go back to Allianz Arena and get the job done. That's why this first leg is so crucial for Real Madrid. Yes, against Manchester City, they were absolutely brilliant. Putting 5 past a Pep Guardiola side in 2 legs is certainly something very impressive. Bayern Munich having an opportunity just over 5 minutes on the clock to take the early lead here at the Santiago Bernabéu. Lunin in goal, making sure that his wall is perfectly aligned here. Harry Kane with the right foot or Michael Olise with his left. The two options just outside the box. It's literally 20 yards from goal here. Kane might be the favourite. Olise could just add a bit of a surprise here. It's Olise! It's taken a nick and it's gone out for a corner. Well, that looked like it might have had the trajectory to trouble Lunin in goal. Michael Olise just looking to clip that over the wall. The wall stands firm, does its job, concedes the corner. Good work there from Dean Huijsen using his 6', 6" frame to get that header away. Corner for Bayern Munich once again on the front foot here. Olise delivers. He's got a bit of whip on it. Oh, Lunin is caught in no man's land and he's very, very fortunate that the header from Harry Kane is not on target. Very, very risky there from the Ukrainian who comes out to claim. Makes no contact with the ball by the looks of it. It takes a nick off Dean Huijsen and it will be another corner. Bayern Munich are ramping up the pressure here. 7 minutes on the clock. Real Madrid not able to get out here. With the two obvious targets from the back, Upamecano and Jonathan Tah. The two centre-halves, massive presence in the Real Madrid box. Of course, Harry Kane will be prowling in and around. And of course, watch out for that fast take where either Luis Diaz or Michael Olise might be waiting here as Kimmich delivers. It's a flat delivery. Again, Lunin is caught in no man's land again. Oh, Lunin, you're in so much trouble if this continues. He looks really, really shaky between the sticks. Brilliant delivery there from Joshua Kimmich again. It's another corner. All Bayern Munich now. Real Madrid on the ropes. Look at the deliveries here from Joshua Kimmich rather. Brilliant deliveries here. Kimmich delivers this time with a lot of faith. Okay, Lunin misses. They're in real trouble now. Can he get the shot away? He goes for the acrobatics. Real Madrid managed to clear. Oh, Lunin, what are you doing in front of goal, my friend? He is making an absolute hash of things. Real Madrid survive. Bayern Munich trying to get comfortable on the ball. Kylian Mbappe dropping deep and tries to tackle Harry Kane on that occasion. It's a free kick for Bayern Munich again. Oh, look at that. I mean, Serge Gnabry goes for the acrobatics. If he just lets that go, Alexander Pavlovich could have had a clean strike there. Real Madrid yet to really get out of second gear here so far. Kimmich once again in charge of set-piece deliveries here. Again, Lunin has been so shaky in goal. He needs a few moments of confidence as Kimmich decides to go short to Luis Diaz on the left-hand side instead. He's up against his former Liverpool teammate in Trent. Change of angle. Kimmich, what a ball chance! Surely 1-0! Oh, it's cleared off the line! Michael Oliver's had a look at the watch. How does Upamecano miss? He has to score! Real Madrid are getting away with murder here. Lunin again. What is that man doing between the sticks? Bayern Munich should be 1-0 up here. Upamecano has to score. Let's have a look here. Change of angle here. Kimmich does brilliantly to deliver. Nobody really takes charge of the situation. Oh, what a chance, man. Upamecano, a decent connection. He could even have let that go for Serge Gnabry, man. Carreras is on the line who just manages to clear. What an opportunity. Upamecano, will he rue that missed opportunity? Especially against Real Madrid at the Bernabéu. You have to take those chances. Oh, Vinicius has pinched the ball here on the left-hand side now. He's up against Stanisic. Look at Vinicius, immediately swarmed by 3 Bayern Munich players. Carreras finds Aurelien Tchouameni. Trent Alexander-Arnold playing high and wide on the right-hand side. Almost like a right winger in this system with Real Madrid on the ball. Here's Huijsen, finds Carreras. Vinicius again, immediately looking to take charge of the situation. He wins the race against Harry Kane. Tchouameni, oh, Huijsen has taken a risk, gets away with it. Lunin finds Rudiger. Just over 10 minutes on the clock here, the Santiago Bernabéu, and Bayern Munich will feel that they thoroughly deserve at least a goal with this excellent start that they've had. Here's Luis Diaz. Diaz again certainly will provide that electricity down that left-hand side. With Konrad Laimer as the left back for Bayern Munich, they won't have that real pace on the overlap which Alphonso Davies does provide for Bayern Munich. Certainly a very clever player, can operate nicely in midfield as well, Konrad Laimer. Trent does well. His pass doesn't have too much weight on it, and Bayern secure the ball again. So quickly they win the ball back. Their out of possession shape is excellent here. Vincent Kompany has certainly got a well-drilled side in front of him here. Here's Stanisic, finds Dayo Upamecano, who should have scored. What a glorious opportunity that was. Any sort of decent connection, and it's 1-0 to Bayern Munich. Here's Pavlovic, finds Joshua Kimmich. Shifts it onto the left-hand side for Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz certainly has made that impact in the Bundesliga. He's found it so easy, hasn't it, the Colombian? All knew about his exploits after playing for Liverpool. An absolute master in the counter-attack. Brilliant pass there for Michael Olise. Goes on the outside, clip ball in. Oh, brilliant header by Tchouameni, and had to get that spot on. Real Madrid are being toyed with in the early stages here. Again, it's Olise. The shift and shimmy is so difficult to defend against. It's all Bayern Munich now. Here's Kimmich. Alvaro Arbeloa certainly needs to tinker something here, because if this carries on, just feels that Bayern Munich might just get up that opening goal here. Here's Olise. He's up against Carreras. Shifts it onto the right-hand side. Might look for the first-time delivery. Decides against it. Real Madrid win the ball back. Pitaj does well. Clever pass onto the left-hand side here for Arda Güler. He's got runners in front of him now, the Turkish international. Good feed there from Güler. And now finds the skipper Valverde, who scored that brilliant hat-trick against Manchester City in the first leg of the round of 16. Well, Kylian Mbappe, 10 goals in the Champions League so far. Erling Haaland with 9, Harry Kane with 8, Bellingham with 6. Surprised that Jude Bellingham didn't make the starting 11 here today. Of course, an option on the bench is brilliant to have someone like Jude. What a run this is from Hoyson. He nearly goes all the way. His heavy touch takes him on the outside. Good work there by Luis Diaz. And he prevents the corner as well. Brilliant from the Colombian. Great run this from the Spanish centre half. Nobody really closes him down and decides to go all the way. The touch just comes off Limer, forces him out wide. But look at Luis Diaz helping out defensively. Great stuff from him. Kane put that on a plate for Upamecano, man. He just has to swing his boot at it. Great opportunity, squandered. Here's Lunin. Hasn't had the best of starts so far, but a couple of good saves and suddenly his confidence and mojo will be back, that's for sure. Remember when Courtois picked up that ACL injuries almost 2 seasons ago? Really did step up brilliantly to an extent that I thought Chelsea should really have a go and try and get Lunin from Real Madrid, because Chelsea were having keeper problems. And if he isn't going to play for Real Madrid, he would have certainly started for Chelsea, but that's now in the past. Real Madrid have 2 very good goalkeepers. I would say one absolutely world-class goalkeeper in Thibaut Courtois and an excellent backup in Lunin. Speaking about world-class goalkeepers, Manuel Neuer, nearly 40 years of age, still playing at the highest level. The man who has revolutionized the goalkeeping position, still in 2026, starting games for not just Bayern Munich, but also his country, Germany. Limer fouls Kylian Mbappe. Michael Oliver blows the whistle for a foul there. Real Madrid need to get going here. They're feeding on moments. They're playing with scraps. Just need a bit of control in the match. That midfield needs to take a hold of the game. That's why someone like Eduardo Camavinga helps out, because he's got that personality about him. Can receive the ball in tight spaces, turn, link up nicely. So far, the Real Madrid forwards just feeding off those quick transitions. Bayern Munich nearly scored from one of their own set pieces. Real Madrid have got a master of the dead ball behind this one here. Trent Alexander-Arnold delivers this ball in. What a ball! Brilliant! Bayern defend that well enough. It's gone all the way to Vinicius Jr. down the left-hand side. Vinicius with a bit of trickery. It's a strange pass, but nearly finds Dean Hoyson. Again, great slide challenge there from Upamecano. Outside of the boot pass from Trent. Header, chance. Neuer does very well. That's the first real opportunity that Real Madrid have created. Again, it's Trent Alexander-Arnold. Just puts that into the corridor of uncertainty. Neuer looking for the quick release. Alexander-Arnold recovers quite comfortably. It's now Real Madrid's turn to put some pressure on the 6-time champions. Clever pass here for Kylian Mbappe. It's brilliant from Neuer. And it's Vinicius on the follow-up trying to curl that into the top corner. And that is what Real Madrid are all about. Just opening up Bayern Munich. Brilliant pass here from Arda Güler. Mbappe is onside. Ta is playing him on. And he should have just gone for the lift. Instead, he goes for the low-driven finish on his left foot. Mbappe searching for his 11th Champions League goal this season. Good save by Manuel Neuer, making himself as big as possible. That's the chance, Kylian Mbappe. Well, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, both guilty of missing chances early on here. Great game of football, though. Going to have a quick look as to what's happening in the other game where Sporting Lisbon hosts Arsenal in the quarterfinals. Brilliant ball by Güler, man. Weighted to perfection. Mbappe bends his run perfectly. He's onside. I expected the dink finish from him. Mbappe loves that finish. Surprisingly, again, against Neuer, because he's such a massive presence in goal, you almost feel like you need to go low and hard into the corner rather than try and lift that over. Well, it's 0-0 in Lisbon, 0-0 in Madrid. Kimmich shifts it onto the right-hand side. Clever pass there by Stanisic, but it's cleared away by Antonio Rudiger. Oh, that's poor from Real Madrid. Luis Diaz on the spin. It was Gnabry rather. Rudiger, what are you doing there? Kimmich onto the right-hand side. Olise, ball into the box. Defended again. Oh, my word. Real Madrid making a real mess at the back. They somehow survive, and now the opportunity for the counter-attack might be on here. It's 2v3 if they play this right. Kylian Mbappe can open his legs and really go now. He's got Vinicius for support. He uses Vinicius immediately. Here's Vinicius Jr. What a save by Neuer. Brilliant from the German international. Diving low down into the bottom corner, making the save. What a game this has been, man. Chances at both ends. Look how quickly Real Madrid lead the two-man counter-attack. Vinicius Jr. just looks to find the bottom corner. Quickly taken corner here. Here's Trent. Ball into the box. Header by Rudiger. Off target, and it's the first time in a while that the game has just settled down. It has been really, really intense. Again, the ease at which Vinicius Jr. gets away from Joseph Stanisic. Stanisic needs to do better, that's for sure, because if that's the kind of defending he's going to be doing against the Brazilian, he is going to have a real torrid evening, that's for sure. Lethal counter-attack, Mayur. Wow, it was so quick. That clever pass into midfield just opened up that ocean of space in the middle, and once Kylian Mbappe is running in that space, it really is trouble, but fair play to Bayern Munich. They have come out here very much looking to take a result here. Not by result, I don't mean just a draw. They want to win this one. Here's Upamecano. Well, defense is certainly shaky, Mayur, because no Dani Carvajal on the right-hand side, which means Trent Alexander-Arnold. Of course, he's known for his attacking play, not the best defensively up against Luis Diaz. That battle will certainly be one to watch out for. Luis Diaz would have gone up against Trent Alexander-Arnold numerous times in training over the years. Here's Diaz. Rudiger and Huijsen are pretty much first choice in that manner, and Carreras on the left-hand side is a really accomplished left-back. Excellent defending from Upamecano. Onto the right-hand side here. Here's Serge Gnabry. Finds Michael Olise on the right-hand side. Here's Olise up against Carreras. Oh, such ease there from Olise. Puts it into the box. Rudiger defends the box nicely. What a nightmare Olise is to defend against, man. Carreras has no clue which way he's going to go. It's the second time he's got by him with ease here. Alexander-Arnold defends well against Konrad Laimer, and he should get the foul. Michael Olise is such a danger, man. He just glides past Carreras with ease. Again, Carreras is just worried that he doesn't want to show Olise on his right foot, right? But Olise is so good that he can go on the outside with ease as well. So it's such a difficult thing. Both Real Madrid fullbacks are certainly going to be in for a really tough game. Luis Diaz and Michael Olise, two different kinds of wingers. Olise is more of a creative winger rather than Luis Diaz being that hard-running style. Just over 20 minutes on the clock here at the Santiago Bernabéu. It's 0-0, but how? I have no idea. Lunin goes long. Game just settled in from Lunin's point of view. Again, it's Bayern Munich who win the second balls here. That physicality for Bayern Munich very much on show. Again, they bypass the midfield quite easily here. Real Madrid's midfield needs a bit more solidity, a bit more. I think they just need to just shift Valverde into the central areas rather than just being on that outside, because Bayern Munich are getting a lot of joy in those central areas. Look at Laimer. He's just inverting from left back into midfield, allowing the width on offer here for Luis Diaz. Here's Diaz now trying to put Trent Alexander-Arnold in a blender. Decides to go back to Alexander Pavlovic. Here's Joshua Kimmich. Might just look to shift it onto the right-hand side. He does. Here's Olise, who certainly looked bright halfway through the first half. Finding Upamecano, who had Bayern Munich's best opportunity in the first half. Had to score on that occasion. Here's Pavlovic. Serge Gnabry. Pavlovic again. And now to Luis Diaz. All of the ball here for Bayern Munich. Real Madrid will be happy to play on the counter-attack, but at home, there will be that expectation of them to start taking control of the game a lot better here. Of course, the bench for Real Madrid, plenty of superstars. Lovely combination play here. It's Kimmich on the right-hand side. Harry Kane could go for the shot, decides against it. His touch just took it away from him. Here's Konrad Laimer, finds Serge Gnabry on the left-hand side. Clever pass for Luis Diaz. Did manage to stay onside. Laimer again with the cross in. He overhits that. Somehow finds Josef Stanisic. Bayern Munich are keeping the ball and pinning Real Madrid here. Here's Olise. Oh, very good ball retention there from Michael Olise. Excellent stuff from the Frenchman. Here's Jonathan Tah. The two German centre-backs, Rudiger and Tah, playing for opposite sides here today. Chance for maybe to cross this ball in. Decides against it again. Olise up against Carreras. And Carreras certainly needs help here. Pitach needs to just double up and make sure that Olise doesn't have a free run. Oh, what a poor pass that is from Upamecano. Mbappe nearly, very nearly intercepts that. Here's Upamecano again. Shifts it onto the right-hand side. Fizzes it to Michael Olise. Oh, brilliant from Olise again. Look at him go. Olise on the outside. Good defending. Arda Güler helps out defensively. It's another corner for Bayern Munich. Real Madrid very much on the ropes here. They cannot get out Michael Olise. They need to find a way to try and stop this man. And that's the right thing here Arda Güler does. Make sure that he doubles up because he knows that Carreras is dying out there. Michael Olise, the way that he just switches that acceleration. Special player. Olise, ball into the box. Lunin with a good grab. Much better there from Lunin, but it was straightforward for the Ukrainian. Here's Arda Güler finding himself on the right-hand side now. The Real Madrid midfield need to just keep the ball a lot more. Knock the ball around. Make sure that they make Bayern Munich work, because I think Bayern Munich will find themselves pretty comfortable in this first half. But they know the threat of Real Madrid will certainly be there with every attack. Oh, clever pass there. Pitach had made the run. The youngster from Thiago Pitach getting a lot of confidence from Alvaro Arbeloa to start games, especially at this magnitude, considering the players that Real Madrid do have on the bench. Certainly a huge vote of confidence from Arbeloa. From Bayern Munich's point of view, they have two unbelievable number 10s on their bench. Lennart Karl, of course, who scored that 99th minute winner against Freiburg the weekend. And of course, Jamal Musiala, who's back again, but not fit enough to start after suffering that leg break in the Club World Cup. Here's Valverde. Finds Kylian Mbappe on the right-hand side. Back to the skipper, Valverde. Güler just loses his balance. Valverde finds Vinicius instead on the left-hand side. Outside of the boot passes. Pretty curious there from Vinicius. Neuer deals with it well. Trent Alexander pinches it here. Goes for the shot. Well blocked by Konrad Laimer. Trent Alexander-Arnold reads that perfectly. He knows that Neuer is going for that quick release pass. He reads that perfectly. He decides to have a pop. Here's Harry Kane on the left-hand side. Oh, he has to release Luis Diaz, man. Instead, he switches the play beautifully. Good defending by Carreras. Kane has to find Luis Diaz. Another ball over the top and nearly finds Mbappe, who is offside. But that's all it takes for Real Madrid. One ball over the top. Dayot Upamecano certainly has the recovery pace. Jonathan Tah, not so much. They are playing a absurdly high line, though, up against that two fearsome forwards for Real Madrid. Over 25 minutes on the clock. Bayern Munich with just over 55% of the ball. Both teams having glorious opportunities, but I would say at this stage, Bayern Munich are edging it here. Here's Kimmich. Tchouaméni mops up nicely and turns in the box. He's waiting for a bit of options. He's delayed, and just hits that up against Luis Diaz. We've got some royalty in the box here. Catherine and Florentino Perez. Manuel Neuer done very well with that outside of the boot Vinicius Trivela pass. Just took a deflection and made it a bit awkward for Neuer, but Neuer comfortable on that occasion. Oh, what a terrible pass by Alexander-Arnold. They're in real trouble here. Oh, what a terrible pass. Olise, why has he fizzed that to Serge Gnabry? Trent Alexander-Arnold nearly making a catastrophic mistake there. You expect someone of Michael Olise's quality, especially on his left foot, to find a more cultured pass. Oh, what a terrible mistake that is! Real Madrid escape again! How are they doing this again and again? Bayern Munich, how many chances are you going to squander from here? This is atrocious stuff from Real Madrid. They somehow survive. Look at this. They have the ball. Look at the panic here. This is poor. Lunin, why are you playing that pass? That is a nightmare from Pitak. Oh my goodness me, how did they not score? Gnabry with the outside of his boot, with Lunin somehow making the save. Comedy of errors there. But Bayern Munich have still not scored. This is looking really ominous. Real Madrid have handed opportunities after opportunities, but Bayern Munich have not been able to capitalize here. Kimmich's corner. Good ball in. Lunin is caught again and is just out. Whew. Well, what is wrong with Lunin, Mayur? What is wrong with him? That is a suicidal pass he played to Pitak. Yes, Pitak should do better, but my oh my. You cannot be doing that. But here's Real Madrid on the outside here. Chance. Kylian Mbappe. Great save by Neuer again. And for all of Bayern Munich's great play, Real Madrid had two glorious opportunities on the counter-attack. Mbappe and then Vinicius, both drawing out great saves out of Neuer. Here's Mbappe. He burns Lima. Cut back. Well blocked by Pavlovic. It's a corner for Real Madrid. And this is what we are warning Bayern Munich about. If you're not clinical, you leave the door open for Real Madrid and they will punish you. Mbappe is so quick. Neuer, though, makes a really good save. Absolutely incredible first half this. How is this game still 0-0? I will never know. Into the 30th minute here. Trent Alexander-Arnold seems to have pulled rank here and will take the corner. Rudiger having a joke with his countryman Manuel Neuer. Well, Trent Alexander-Arnold delivers this ball in. He's got a bit of whip on it. They don't manage to fully clear this one. Rudiger, oh, snapshot attempt. He's trying to hit that first time. Neuer happy to see that sail over the crossbar and out for a goal kick. Just incredible action, man. Bayern Munich, they have to be careful here because they don't have pace out wide, especially with their fullbacks, right? Because Lima and, of course, Stanisic, good fullbacks, but they don't have the pace to really combat Real Madrid's trickery. And they take a bit of a chance there. Good pressure applied by the Real Madrid skipper. Bayern Munich play beautiful patterns and play through Real Madrid here. Here's Gnabry. He's got options. Look at Harry Kane, man. He's almost playing like an extra midfielder. What a waste. I cannot stand Harry Kane in midfield, man. I see this far too many times. He needs to be at the end of crosses, isn't it? He's never there in the box. I want to see Harry Kane's touch map end of the first half. It's been all in the middle, and he's the main man. He's just trying to be this dictator from midfield. I mean, know your role, man. I see it too many times. It's why England are not going to win anything. As many goals as Harry Kane scores, you can throw all the stats at me. Yep, 31 league goals, 8 in the Champions League. When it really matters the most, that's when Harry Kane goes disappearing. Look, 31 minutes on the clock. For all the chances that Bayern Munich have had, Harry Kane has not been in the head of one of them. And he is the best ball striker at the club. Crazy. Kimmich goes for the strike. Well blocked. Pitak just clears that away. Well, Bayern Munich will be thirsting for the goal before half-time. They have done everything but score. Real Madrid on the counter-attack continue to have the threat, though. Here's Kimmich. Again, look at the Real Madrid players. They are not pressing. They're just happy to be in that mid-block of theirs. This is a risky strategy here, inviting Bayern Munich to play patterns around them. Here's Pavlovic. Finds Jonathan Tah. Diop Mokano. Look at where the two centre-halves are for Bayern Munich. Far up the pitch here. Here's Kimmich now. Michael Olise in the pocket of space. Olise again with a bit of acceleration. Nicely done there by Michael Olise, finding Luis Diaz on the left-hand side. Diaz looking for the quick combination. Olise again. Kimmich's press resistance is world class. Finds Lima. Kimmich again. Attempted switch. Nice idea. Real Madrid now looking to play on the counter-attack again. Finding Carreras, the Uruguayan left back. What a pass. Does it stay in? It does. Brilliant. Vinicius now up against Diogo Upamecano. Here's the Brazilian. Waiting for a bit of support. Here's Kylian Mbappe. One ball. That's all it takes from Real Madrid's point of view. Here's Aurelien Tchouameni. Shifts it to Carreras on the left-hand side. Here's Dean Huijsen. Now the momentum shifting here. It's the Real Madrid centre-halves in the Bayern Munich half. Rudiger. Rudiger has been very good. Very, very good. Making some crucial interceptions. Huijsen, beautiful line breaker here. Excellent football from Real Madrid, but Tar clears. Just like that, Real Madrid showing what they're all about here. On the left-hand side, here's Arda Güler. He's got options again. Oh, it's a curious pass. Do manage to clear that away. Much better there from Real Madrid. Those intricate passes have been missing in this first half. Here's Antonio Rudiger. But it's still 0-0 at Lisbon. Not surprised with that scoreline, really. Arsenal have had no shots on target. Well over 30 minutes on the clock in Lisbon. Of course, Victor Gyökeres playing against his former side. But that side of the draw certainly helpful from Arsenal's point of view, having played Bayer Leverkusen in the round of 16 and now Sporting Lisbon in the quarterfinals. But if they are to reach the finals, they'll have to possibly go through either Barcelona or Atletico Madrid, who are playing tomorrow. Here's Lima. Finds Luis Diaz now. Good defending. Very good work. Thiago does very well on that occasion. Again, it's Real Madrid counter-attack time here. They've played it nicely. It's Vinicius. Perfectly weighted pass to Vinicius again. Seems to be a hallmark here for Vinicius Jr. Straight at Neuer. Expecting a bit better there from Vinicius Jr. Again, he's been running at Diogo Upamecano all of the first half. Again, Harry Kane, terrible, man. Get him off the pitch. Harry Kane has been a disgrace in this first half. Yes, he could have very easily had the assist for Upamecano's goal and be possibly talking differently about him, but he has not been once as a centre-forward today. Not once has he engaged Rudiger or Dean Huijsen. Terrible. He's just playing in midfield, no contact, just looking to play those diagonal sprays. It's not fooling me, man. It really isn't. Here's Rudiger. Well, 10 minutes plus added on time remaining in the first half here. Look at that, 15 attempts in total for both teams. Real Madrid with 8 attempts with 4 on target, and with all the domination that Bayern Munich have done, they've had just the 1 shot on target with the 7 attempts. Kompany knows that his team have squandered glorious opportunities time after time in this first half. We look at the 2 big saves that had to be made. Both were from Manuel Neuer off the Real Madrid forwards. Just shows you that stats can deceive. Oh, Alexander-Arnold, what a risky pass. Finding Lunin, but jeez. Lunin looks to go long. Not too far though. Bayern Munich secure the ball. What a clever pass. That is from Michael Olise. Finds Josip Stanisic. Joshua Kimmich. Clever back heel. Oh, that's certainly a foul and has to be a yellow card for Tchouameni. It is. And I think Tchouameni is going to miss the second leg as well. That is so cynical. Really poor from Tchouameni. He needs to chase him. He's too lazy. He decides to pull him back. It's a clear foul. It's a clear yellow card. Needless. Absolutely needless there from Aurelien Tchouameni. Well, he's not pulled him back. Just goes across him. But he's taken out both Kimmich and, of course, Michael Olise. Well, Tchouameni has picked up a yellow card. Don't think... he is missing the next match. Big, big blow that for Real Madrid. They lose their natural number 6 for the second leg at the Allianz Arena. It's a problem for later, but it's certainly a problem. Free kick for Bayern Munich. Joshua Kimmich. Been in charge of set pieces all evening here. Looks to put in a peach of a delivery here. Kimmich delivers. Cleared away. Pretty poor ball there from the German. 8 minutes plus added on time remaining in the first half. 0-0 the scoreline, but I'm not sure as to how. Here's Luis Diaz. He's got Lima for support. Decides to use Gnabry on the inside. Here's Kimmich. And Harry Kane is in the box, thankfully. But again, nothing is being fired at him. No link-up play from him in and around the box. Look at Manuel Neuer. High starting position, finding Dayo Upamecano. Here's Lima. Lima is certainly inverting from left back into midfield. Saw him play there at Leipzig, of course. But at Bayern Munich, if you want regular game time, midfielder better be comfortable playing in mid at fullback here. Again, Olise, tricky stuff this. Kane with the turn. Poor pass there from Kane, but they do manage to recover the ball. Here's Luis Diaz. This time he gets the overlap. Shifts on the inside. Pavlovic finds Kimmich. Pavlovic again. Finds his midfield partner in Kimmich. 7 minutes plus added on time remaining. Olise turns in the pocket. Brilliant from Olise. Great balance there. Cross comes in. Good defending by Dean Huijsen at that front post. Excellent movement from the Bayern Munich forwards again. Here's Carreras. Again, just hammers that out of touch. Well, Real Madrid can certainly improve in the second half. Overall, yes, they can lean on those 2 chances that they did have, but overall play can certainly improve, especially at home. That midfield needs to change. Thiago Pitach, I wouldn't say has done too much wrong, but he is slightly looking out of his depth, isn't he? No blame attached to the youngsters, that's for sure. It's the manager's call to draft him into the starting 11. Especially up against such an accomplished Bayern Munich side. Here's Upamecano, finds Pavlovic. Again, the Bayern Munich passing is metronomic here, finding Luis Diaz on the left-hand side. Diaz might look for the cross. Instead, he went for the ball across the face, but easily cleared. Look at Manuel Neuer. He's nearly at the halfway line. Bayern Munich desperate for that goal before half-time. Oh, poor pass there by Pavlovic and just eases the pressure. Pavlovic has to wrap that pass into Luis Diaz's foot. Well, Real Madrid, the only positive that they can take from this first half, that it's still 0-0. A couple of opportunities on the counter-attacker side. It hasn't been a vintage performance from them whatsoever. They're still very much in it. And considering that big gap now opening up against Barcelona, that loss to Mallorca pretty much killed their hopes of securing La Liga this season. Barcelona really getting the job done against Atletico Madrid late on with that Lewandowski goal. And the 2 sides will, of course, meet in the Champions League quarterfinals tomorrow. Kimmich wins the ball ahead of Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni needs to be stronger there, especially against Kimmich. Gnabry wraps it to Kane. Brilliant, back to Gnabry. Oh, unbelievable football for Luis Diaz. This is sumptuous football from Bayern Munich, and they absolutely deserve this one. Carving Real Madrid through the center, and Luis Diaz applies the finishing touches, and Bayern Munich lead at the Bernabéu. Well, that is brutal football from Bayern Munich. Clinical stuff. But Real Madrid, they have to do better. Aurelien Tchouaméni gets barged off the ball by Joshua Kimmich. That cannot happen on the pitch. Tchouaméni is built like a tank and he gets moved off the ball. Kane does brilliantly here to link up. Gnabry's pass is perfectly weighted. Luis Diaz is onside by miles. The Real Madrid backline hapless. And the finish emphatic. Beautiful goal. But you can't say that Bayern Munich don't deserve it. In the balance of play, they absolutely do. Real Madrid needed a wake-up call, and they've received it just before half-time. Dean Huijsen, you are shamelessly appealing for a handball, which is not even a handball. Olise's arm was tucked inside his body. It's way outside the box as well. It's nowhere near. As Luis Diaz scores his 5th goal in the Champions League. No more important than this one. Well, Bayern Munich will want revenge after that heartbreaking manner in which they lost the semi-finals 2 seasons ago. Joselu scoring right towards the end. A brace that shattered Bayern hearts. Bayern looking for revenge here. 3 minutes plus added on time remaining in the first half. Bayern still hungry for more by the looks of it. Kompany knows he has that ruthless side in him. He knows the game is there for Real Madrid to really suffer. Beautiful pass, Kimmich. Look at the control there from Michael Olise. I mean, I cannot believe Chelsea had Michael Olise nearly signed and sealed. And we threw it away, man. Chelsea were not willing to negotiate their wage structure. Olise goes to Bayern Munich. And of course, the rest is history. Here's Huijsen. But from Real Madrid's point of view, changes absolutely needed. This is not working from theirs. The midfield needs control. Immediately, I would bring on Jude Bellingham and Eduardo Camavinga. You can take whoever you want off. I mean, Pitach is going to be one of the players, of course, that are going to be coming off. Probably Arda Güler as well. But that midfield needs beefing up, man. They need to go 4-3-3. I think that's the best course of action from Real Madrid's point of view. Tchouaméni in the base, Camavinga on the left, Bellingham on the right, Vinicius on the left in attack, Valverde on the right, and of course Mbappe as the centre forward. It's got to be that way in the second half. Vinicius, he gets the foul. I thought he was trying to buy that free kick and he successfully bought it. Stanisic tries to go nibbling in. It's just outside the box. It's on that far side. Vinicius with that excellent bit of dribbling. Yep, clear foul there. Josip Stanisic. Well, Vinicius Jr. was convinced that a yellow card should have been brandished. Alvaro Arbeloa watching along nervously as Real Madrid looking for a goal just before half-time. The equalizer might just calm the supporters down. They will be fuming with this performance, make no mistake about it, with the lofty standards that Real Madrid have. Loss against Mallorca away from home will be forgiven if they manage to get the job done against Bayern Munich. Trent Alexander-Arnold surveying the options. Yeah, he might be just nearing the near post. He has good block there. Nicely done. The Bayern wall stands tall. Mbappe with instant control on the right-hand side. Luis Diaz helping out defensively. Here's Pitach. Thiago. Good turn there from Thiago now. And waiting for options. Needs to release the ball. Risky. Very risky. And he gets away with it. Nicely done, though, from the youngster, though. Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold. Bayern Munich, again, holding a very high line on that occasion. Especially when Trent has the ball and nobody's putting pressure on Trent. The back line has to drop back a few yards. Here's Neuer. Finds Dayot Upamecano. Alexander Pavlovic. Surrenders possession quite needlessly here. We're into added on time here in the first half. Here's the skipper Valverde immediately shut down. A minute. Gnabry is interested. Rudiger's very quick. Real Madrid need to find solutions here. I'll be very, very surprised if Arbeloa rolls out the exact same team in the second half. Needs to make changes. Clever combination here. Vinicius up against Upamecano. 30 seconds of added on time remaining. Upamecano, what are you doing there? He goes for a nibble. They want the pen. Are they going to get it? Nope, it's a dive from Vinicius Jr. Well, he might pick up a yellow card if that is a dive. Vinicius Jr. looking to attack Dayot Upamecano. Now Upamecano, that is risky. So risky. I'm not sure if that's a foul. Vinicius possibly looking to run there because the contact is there. It's a delayed foul. But Dayot Upamecano, why are you trying to nibble there? It's not a free kick. I mean, it's not a pen. But why are you doing that, man? It is so risky. So risky. Well, Rodrigo is there. Of course, not available to play with that crucial injury that he does have. As Michael Oliver blows the whistle, half-time here at the Santiago Bernabéu, and Bayern Munich will feel that they thoroughly deserve to have the half-time lead. Luis Diaz scoring 4 minutes before the half-time whistle. A brilliant move. Serge Gnabry slipped it to him. Perfectly weighted pass. And Luis Diaz did the rest to get his 5th goal in the Champions League. The Bayern Munich fans will be absolutely thrilled with that first 45 minutes. Real Madrid had a couple of opportunities on the counter-attack, but the overall play needs to improve from the home side in the second half. That's for sure. There's still a lot to play for. From Real Madrid's point of view, they must improve in the second half. Half-time, Real Madrid 0, Bayern Munich 1. Well, it's been a fantastic game of football. The fact that it's just 1-0 just shows you that this has been a crazy game. Expected more goals. Bayern Munich should have scored early on with Upamecano having a glorious opportunity. Real Madrid on the counter-attack, one with Vinicius and one with Mbappe, could have scored, but Manuel Neuer was up to the challenge. But when the goal did arrive, it was a moment of team class. Brilliant stuff. Gnabry to Luis Diaz, and then slots it past Lunin. From Real Madrid's point of view, changes are needed desperately in the second half. I'll be very surprised if Arbeloa rolls out the exact same team in the second half. I think Thiago and Gullit need to come off from Real Madrid's point of view. Add Camavinga and Bellingham in that midfield, and suddenly Real Madrid could look a lot more dangerous and better in the second half, because it's not working. The system has not worked. It's the two attackers that are pretty much playing on their own. They need something a little bit more cuter, a bit more smarter, which requires a lot more thought. I'll be back for the second half. It has been a lot of fun, and I really hope that the second half action matches the first. It's 1-0 to Bayern Munich. Well, Arsenal have not managed to open the scoring in Lisbon either. It's 0-0 in Lisbon. Well, there's no real doubt as to which match I would be streaming. It was always going to be Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich, but there's no way I was going to do the Arsenal game, and thankfully I haven't. It's 0-0 there. Expected a boring game. It will be. I am expecting Arsenal to go through, but then it's going to be in an ugly fashion more than anything else. Well, 1-0, and I'll be back for the second half. Well, we're just about a minute away from the start of the second half. Bayern Munich will feel that they've done more than enough in terms of deserving that first half lead. But Real Madrid had some chances themselves, and now it's very, very important as to how both teams approach the second half. It's going to be a massive 45 minutes at Bernabéu, and we know that Bayern Munich are not going to be satisfied with just that 1-0 lead, that's for sure. They'll be coming out firing in the second half, hoping to get that second goal, which will give them that cushion. Real Madrid, we're expecting them to be an absolute animal in the second half. I'm expecting Arbeloa to make changes. He simply must. If he rolls out the same team in the second half, expect more of the same in the second 45. And that's why the likes of Camavinga and Bellingham coming on can certainly make a difference. Now, Tchouameni's on a yellow card. He will miss the second leg. He has been really, really poor. I think the way that he was just moved off the ball by Joshua Kimmich on the lead up of the first goal was very poor. Picked up a yellow card. If he does roll out for the second half, I will be surprised. But in terms of the changes, Real Madrid certainly have to make a few. From Bayern Munich's point of view, I think more of the same till about the 60th or 65th minute. And then we might just see the likes of Jamal Musiala or even Leonard Carl taking the pitch at the Bernabéu. Well, that's the thing, right? You have to take your chances. Real Madrid had two glorious opportunities on the counter-attack. Mbappe and Vinicius both having decent chance were very well saved by Manuel Neuer. But other than that, Real Madrid need to do a whole lot better. That midfield, they have lost that battle, but they know that Bayern Munich, they play with such aggressivity. I think they have just been absolutely on it. The number of times we saw the two centre-halves for Bayern Munich play at the halfway line in the Madrid half was quite scary from a Real Madrid's point of view, considering they're at home. Bayern Munich just dominating. I would say in terms of chances, Real Madrid would have more shots on target, but I think Bayern Munich will feel that they have just edged it. There you see the bench options. Nicolas Jackson, Alphonso Davies, Leonard Carl, Jamal Musiala, all will be... I wouldn't think Nicolas Jackson is going to get a minute here today, especially with that front three of Kane, Olise, and of course... Yep, that's never going to be a handball there. Vinicius just hits it against the elbow of Michael Olise. It was very much tucked into his body, so that's never going to be given a handball. But the number of times that Real Madrid gave the ball away in absolutely critical positions, that is something that they cannot afford to do. I really do feel for Thiago Pitach, who struggled in that midfield. I mean, it's a massive call from Arbeloa to put the youngster in a midfield up against Pavlovic and Kimmich, and he has really struggled. Ceballos might be an option in midfield. I think Camavinga, it looks like Pitach will be coming out for the second half here. Arbeloa is doing a very brave thing here. All the way in. The expected changes, and I just don't think that we are going to get the changes that we expected. And it seems that Arbeloa might just roll out the same team in the second half. It is a very, very risky strategy here. It could go pear-shaped for Real Madrid. And the time might be over in the second before the second leg even starts here. Yep, Gullit is back on the pitch. So is Thiago Pitach. I don't think Real Madrid are going to make a change here. Very, very surprising. I cannot imagine, I cannot understand how Arbeloa looked at that first 45 minutes and he decides to roll out the exact same team in the second 45 minutes. This is passive management and it might hurt them. Well, the intensity from Real Madrid will certainly be picked up in the second half, that's for sure, as both sets of players enter the arena. This will be a cracking 45 minutes. One eye is certainly going to be in Lisbon as well. Arsenal 0-0 against Sporting Lisbon. Well, which one of these players are going to really step up here in the second half? We're in for a cracking 45 minutes here. Kylian Mbappe, can he get on the score sheet, get his 11th Champions League goal? Vinicius Jr. with a quick hug with Vincent Kompany. And we should be ready for an excellent 45 minutes here. Real Madrid will have to throw the sink at Bayern Munich. And Bayern Munich will just look to keep Real Madrid at arm's length. Off and running for the start of the second 45 minutes. Luis Diaz's opening goal 4 minutes before the first half whistle, turning into the difference between the two teams. And Bayern Munich have pinched the ball again high up the pitch onto the right-hand side. Here's Michael Olise. Olise was brilliant in the first half. Lays it off for Harry Kane! It is 2-0. 20 seconds into the second half. Bayern Munich have the 2-goal advantage at the Bernabéu. Hammer blow for the 15-time champions. Harry Kane with his first real shot on goal. And he does manage to squeeze it past Lunin. What a start for Bayern Munich. As early as 20 seconds into the second half, the 15-time winners have been shocked. What is up, Mayur? What is happening here? Again, they win the ball so easily in midfield. And from there, Bayern Munich get the job done here. Can Lunin do better here? Carreras' first touch is far too heavy. Pavlovic nicks in and wins the ball. And from there, Bayern Munich are in business. What a nightmare start this is for Real Madrid. I mean, they started kickoff, mind you. And then 20 seconds later, Bayern Munich score. Olise does brilliantly here. Just attracts a couple of players. Lays it off for Kane. Lunin has to do better. Thibaut Courtois saves that. He absolutely does. Kane doesn't hit this with too much power. Oh, Lunin, you have to do better. He's got an hand to it and he lets that through. It is a crushing blow. And now Bayern Munich on the attack again. They're hungry for more. Here's Pavlovic onto the right-hand side. Here's Michael Olise on the outside. Oh, good shot. Near post as Lunin makes the save. Mayura was asking the same question at halftime. They didn't do anything at halftime. He rolls the exact same team out for the second 45 minutes, and he absolutely deserves it, the Real Madrid manager. He cannot have looked at that first 45 minutes and say, you know what, you guys go out and try and finish this off and figure it out. It is shocking management. Olise now with the corner. Flat delivery. They do manage to clear, but they're all too far. Surely chance. Takes a critical deflection. Makes it easy for Lunin. Bayern Munich swarming all over Real Madrid. Stanisic with the effort. Took a wicked deflection. Ended up comfortable into the hands of Lunin. Here's Arda Güler. Onto the left-hand side, finding Kylian Mbappe. Real Madrid have a mountain to climb now. Harry Kane having no real impact in the opening 45 minutes. Gets the ball fed and does the rest. Here's Rudiger. Vinicius. Upamecano does very well. Kylian Mbappe needs to improve his hold-up play here. Kane gets robbed off the ball. Here's Kylian Mbappe. Shifts it onto the right-hand side. Trent Alexander-Arnold with a bit of space. He's got Mbappe asking for the ball. Instead, he finds his skipper in Valverde. Back to Trent onto the right-hand side. Trent now having a bit of space, but no one to cross to here. There's nobody as a centre forward. Everybody's dropping short here. Tchouaméni finds Dean Huijsen. Güler. Huijsen again. Real Madrid need to make changes here. They cannot carry on this way. 3 minutes into the second half, Bayern Munich have the 15-time champions exactly where they want them to be here. Because Real Madrid will be going on chasing the goal here. And Bayern Munich on the counter-attack can cause them problems here. Brilliant from Valverde. Nearly squeezes through. Oh, the defense is really rocky and Upamecano clears. Last ditch from the French centre-half. Good work there from the Real Madrid skipper. Trying to lead this comeback here. Well, we never rule out Real Madrid, that's for sure. Especially in this competition. But considering their league position and where they are in the Champions League now, this could be a real rough couple of months for the Madristas. Here's Tchouaméni. Finds Carreras. Vinicius Jr. trying to take on Joseph Stanisic. Stanisic does well. Alvaro Arbeloa, well, he's got no managerial experience at the top level, right? So, I'm not sure how much you can really place on his shoulders, but, I mean, you can't look at that first 45 minutes and decide the same team need to come out for the second half. Here's Thiago, finds Antonio Rudiger. Real Madrid now will have to play. Cross comes into the box, just overhits that. Stanisic should be able to clear, and he does. Tchouaméni does well. 5 minutes into the second half. Bayern Munich, who scored 20 seconds into the second half. The Real Madrid fans will be having steam coming out of the ears, that's for sure. Güler playing the 1-2 with Vinicius nicely. Here's Vinicius up against Stanisic. Vinicius creates a bit of separation. Goes on the outside. Brilliant stuff this from Vinicius. Good defending by by Dayot Upamecano. Might be a foul there. It isn't. Play continues. Carreras. Güler finds Aurelien Tchouameni. Tchouameni with the strike. Good block. Will be a corner for Real Madrid. Much better response this from Real Madrid. They'll feel that all they need is one goal. That'll be enough for them in terms of the motivation to try and complete the turnaround here. Sense of urgency now very much on display as Güler delivers. That is a terrible corner. Oh my goodness me. Valverde finds Güler again. Güler on the outside. Might look for the cross. Instead he plans a clever pass here for Vinicius. Good defending by Upamecano. Here's Elise. I thought Elise in the first half was Bayern Munich's best player. I mean, his ball control, his ability to just breeze past the fullback. Absolute nightmare. Well, Kylian Mbappe, we saw him a lot on the right-hand side in the first half. I think Valverde on the right, Mbappe through the middle and Vinicius on the left has to be the strategy going forward here. The three-man in midfield for Real Madrid still not there. Here's Trent. Finds Antonio Rudiger. Now Dean Huijsen. Well, tomorrow, of course, Barcelona take on Atletico Madrid and PSG play Liverpool. I will be doing the PSG-Liverpool watch-along, that's for sure. That's going to be a cracking game. Expect the defending European champions to get the job done against the last year's Premier League champions. Clever pass there by... Oh, what a pass that was from Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Arda Güler and Mbappe both making the run, neither able to bring that under control. Good pass there by Trent Alexander-Arnold though. Here's Lima, finds Jonathan Tah. Again, Bayern Munich a bit sloppy with the ball. Madrid win the ball high up the pitch again. Here's Vinicius on his left foot. Vinicius with the drive. Not sure as to why he's pulling the trigger from there. He wants the foul, he's never going to get it. Goal kick for Bayern Munich. Well, something's got to change from Real Madrid's point of view. Something has to give. Lunin having to make 2 saves after Harry Kane scored 20 seconds into the second half. It has gone more of the same. But is it surprising? Absolutely not. 11 goals in 10 matches for Harry Kane as he overtakes Kylian Mbappe on top of the tree. Again, I don't see enough Real Madrid substitutes warming up here. I am very surprised Alvaro Arbeloa is letting this game drift here. And he's letting it drift in a very crucial moment because Real Madrid need to find a goal as quickly as possible here. Maybe just to settle down the balance of play. If Bayern Munich score another, it's tie over. What a pass that is by Trent again. Mbappe is onside. Mbappe on the outside now. Couple of step overs. It's Kylian Mbappe forced to check his run. Lima does very well defensively, but Kiki wins the ball back. Good work defensively. Pavlovic, such a risky strategy to dribble in his own box. And from Bayern Munich's point of view, they'll be happy that Pavlovic is fouled. This was the Harry Kane effort. Oh, it's not in the corner, man. I mean, Lunin might have seen that late. Might be Rudiger probably in his ice line, but he has to save that. Considering he gets an arm to it, he has to save it. Olise again glides past 2 and 3. Real Madrid plays with ease. Oh, brilliant from Olise. Good challenge by Valverde. I think that was Trent who makes the challenge. Shifts it on to the right-hand side. Again, Real Madrid have no clue what to do with Michael Olise, man. Only thing they can do is try and double him up. Again, Real Madrid all at sea. Olise on the left-hand side. Feeds Luis Diaz. Here's Olise. Back to Diaz. Oh, brilliant from Diaz. Just breezes past Trent. Drops the dime, stops immediately, checks his run. Again, Luis Diaz is so quick from a standing start. almost impossible to try and contain him. Bayern Munich went to the Premier League and reinforced their wings. Olise from Crystal Palace and Luis Diaz from Liverpool. And now look at Bayern Munich. Well, both teams with identical stats in terms of attempts and on target. Real Madrid were leading that metric in the first half. Bayern Munich have corrected it. Now they'll feel everything is in their favour here. Here's Diaz. Looks to switch the flank, and he does so perfectly. Immediate control there by Michael Olise. Couple of step overs. Oh, brilliant from Olise again. He's such an unbelievable footballer. It's Michael Olise. Good save by Lunin. Whoa, Michael Olise is just electric on the right-hand side. Oh my goodness me. He is unplayable. He is the best player on the pitch by a country mile. Look at the way that he just leaves Carreras for dead. Supreme play from Olise. Decent strike. Lunin sees that late but makes the save. Again, well over 10 minutes into the second half. After Bayern Munich scored 20 seconds into the second half, Real Madrid still playing the exact same team, exact same system. And this is now well past curious. Kimmich finds Stanisic. Oh, Stanisic, he had so many options and he finds the wrong one. Every time Bayern Munich are going forward, they feel like they're going to score here. Here's Rudiger. Risky pass. Very risky. Oh, Real Madrid get away with that one. Here's Dean Huijsen. Finds Valverde. Valverde loses the ball here. Harry Kane is bearing down on goal. Harry Kane. Good block by the skipper, who makes amends. What are you doing there, Valverde? Why are you turning there? It is so risky. Kane robs him off the ball. Gets a shot away. Valverde does well. Very poor there from the Real Madrid skipper, but great desire to get back goal side and make the block. Real Madrid are in 6s and 7s. You're all at sea. It's another Bayern München corner. In the second half, it has been all Bayern Munich. Real Madrid have barely had a kick. Olise delivers. Brilliant ball in towards the far stick. Lunin is caught in no man's land, but the foul has been given at the build-up. Upamecano frees himself. Let's have a look whether or not Real Madrid might have a case here in terms of that being a foul. Well, Bayern Munich have some of their substitutes warming up. That's a terrible pass by Kylian Mbappe for Thiago. Real Madrid absolutely zero in terms of an attacking force. This is really, really poor from the 15-time champions. Again, Arbeloa, wake up. He has to wake up. How can he look at this game and says, carry on as we meant to go? Is he scared of dropping some players? I mean, he can certainly take off Pitaj. I mean, yes, it might be damaging for the youngster, but come on. You have bigger fish to fry here. This is so strange, man. You look at Arda Güler's positioning and it doesn't make too much sense as well. He's been pretty much playing as a number 10, sure, but has he really played as a number 10? There's only one ball that he threaded to Kylian Mbappe in the first half. You look at Florentino Perez and he's absolutely fuming. He's already planning his moves for the summer. Manager, players, they're going to have a crazy summer, aren't they, Real Madrid? Why would the president be happy, Mayur? I mean, he would have looked at that hour and says, if this cannot carry on, I mean, they have let it drift, man. He has got some pink slips waiting in his office, that's for sure. If Real Madrid take another goal here, this could get ugly. Bayern Munich put 10 past Atalanta, while Real Madrid put 5 past Manchester City in the round of 16. Both teams know where the back of the net is, that's for sure. Bayern Munich have kept Real Madrid at arm's length and have completely dominated the second half. The president is fuming, Mayurish. Fuming. And I don't blame him. All that money spent, all that vision, but the execution has been terrible. Joshua Kimmich is lining up this free kick here. Decides to go immediately long. Well, Mayur wants Courtois and Mendy. Well, Furlong Mendy, very good left back, but he is not the same Furlong Mendy as he was all those years back. He has certainly regressed. Carreras is a very good left back, but up against Olise, he has been torn a new one. It's been a nightmare for them. Well, Real Madrid are preparing a double substitution. It looks like Eder Militao and Jude Bellingham are waiting to come on here. Again, just the one change. I think Jude Bellingham is certainly going to be replacing Thiago Peter. Oh, what a terrible touch there by Upamecano. It's Vinicius Jr. It's gone wide. Can you believe it? Vinicius has to score. Upamecano, what has he done there? His header is terrible. Vinicius, he runs off the keeper. He has to score. He's done everything. Look at this from Upamecano. It is so bad. Vinicius, he's done everything. He has to score. Terrible finish. He hasn't wrapped his foot around it. There's no curl. Side netting. What a chance for Real Madrid out of absolutely nothing. The double substitution will be made here. Eder Militao will replace Dean Huijsen as Fabio Pitach. He makes his way out. Thiago Pitach makes his way out for Jude Bellingham. Well, just before Real Madrid made the double substitution, they had a glorious opportunity. Look, I'm going to say a hot take, a controversial statement, right? I'm a big fan of Dayot Upamecano defensively, but some of the mistakes he makes is criminal. Criminal. Well, Mayur wants Jude to do some magic. This is way past magic now. It's got to be something better. You cannot rely on individual moments and hoping the opposition make mistakes, especially at this level. Bayern Munich are not going to give Real Madrid another opportunity like that, that's for sure. They'll have to create. Here's Stanisic. That chance would have certainly woken up Bayern Munich. Here's Olise. Brilliant. Olise! Oh! How close was that for him to find the top corner? Michael Olise, unplayable, man. Brilliant from him. Wraps his left foot around it. Look at the revs on the ball. It's a work of art. Both wingers missing opportunities. Vinicius had to score. Michael Olise nearly does. Look at that. Bayern Munich as a team have covered well over 7 kilometers more than Real Madrid. Imagine that. Mbappe loses his footing. Oh, he is the best player on the pitch here today. Michael Olise, a thing of beauty. This is football poetry, man. Poetry in motion. Beautiful footballer. Look at him. Away from Carreras with ease. Here's Olise. He's got options. Ball into the box. Good defending there. Combination of Jude Bellingham and Trent Alexander-Arnold and get that away for a corner. Well, Real Madrid needs some help. Carreras is being exposed every single time. This cannot carry on, man. Arbeloa, he has to do something here. He needs somebody to just tuck in alongside Carreras. Carreras is dying out there. Dean Huijsen hooked. £40 million summer acquisition from Bournemouth. His stocks were an all-time high when he made the summer move, but it hasn't gone according to plan for the youngster. Corner for Bayern Munich here. Kimmich delivers. Decent whip on it. It not cleared away. There's a chance here for Luis Diaz. He doesn't put the power behind it. It's another corner for Bayern. Bayern looking for the third. Trent makes the block. The Real Madrid players looked spooked here. Spooked. Look at their faces. They don't know what to do here. They look lost. Another corner. Bayern threatening for the third. This time it's going to be the left foot of Olise. Lunin punches. Oh my word. Luis Diaz. Acrobatics. Out for a goal kick. I'm very, very surprised. Someone like Camavinga hasn't come on for Real Madrid. Arda Güler playing as a Midfield play here. He does very well to shift it onto the right-hand side. Here's the substitute, Jude Bellingham with fresh legs. Finds Kylian Mbappe! What a save! Manuel Neuer, that is world class! He denies Mbappe again. Brilliant from Jude Bellingham. Makes the impact off the bench. He slides Mbappe through. Mbappe nearly finds the corner. A magnificent Manuel Neuer save again. That's 2 opportunities for the 2 front men again for Real Madrid. They've had opportunities, Mayur. You've had opportunities. For all the terrible football you've played, you've still created glorious opportunities. Crazy game of football this. Under 25 minutes plus added on time remaining. Here's Valverde on the left-hand side. Valverde in the box looking to play a quick 1-2 here. Stanisic does well and will be a corner for Real Madrid. Real Madrid have now woken up. The finishing, well, from Mbappe's point of view, Mayur, I think he's done really well there. He's found the corner. The same with Vinicius in the first half, right? Both were excellent efforts. Both were destined for the bottom corner. Manuel Neuer, though, he's 39 years of age, man. Look at him. He is the boss, isn't he? Well, I have no doubt in my mind that Eder Militao will start at the Allianz Arena alongside Antonio Rudiger. Dean Huijsen getting hooked when you're 2-0 down. Your centre half coming off is very rare. Here's Rudiger. In Bayern Munich yet to make subs. They've just allowed this game to drift in Real Madrid's favour. I think till the 63rd, even 60th minute mark, I would say Real Madrid did not lay a glove in the second half on Bayern Munich. But then 2 glorious opportunities. Vinicius had to score. Mbappe nearly did. Denied by Neuer. Well, Jude Bellingham, no surprises, has made an impact since coming on. The Mbappe shift and shoot is quality. What a save by Neuer, man. Look how quickly he gets down. Strong wrist. Top stuff. Arda Güler, first time wrap pass. Pavlovic is very strong. He wins the ball. Clever pass there. Oh, Luis Diaz, if he brings that under control into his path, Bayern Munich might have had an opportunity for the third. Great play there by Bellingham again. I am so surprised. Well, not just that Bellingham didn't start, but he waited so long before coming onto the pitch. Here's Mbappe, finds Vinicius Jr. on the left-hand side. Vinicius Jr. clever for Kylian Mbappe. It's wide. Mbappe's finishing boots have not been worn today. This is clever stuff from Real Madrid. They have certainly grown into the game. Chances gone begging again. Kylian Mbappe plays the 1-2 here. This is really clever stuff. What a pass by Vinicius, man. Mbappe is onside. He can't wrap his foot around it. Well, to beat Manuel Neuer from an acute angle, you do need something special. Mbappe did not have it on that occasion. Goodness me, it's still 0-0 in Lisbon. As Bayern Munich are bringing on a double substitution that can cause Real Madrid all sorts of problems now. Serge Gnabry and Konrad Laimer both coming off for Jamal. Well, Mayu, you're not wrong. He has to be clinical. More power, more angle against Neuer. He has to be clinical because the next opportunity Mbappe gets, he has to score. It's that simple. Tight angle, acute angle, quick opportunity. He has to do it. Oh, don't tell me Sporting scored. No, they didn't. That's the only thing that'll make you happy. Oh, clever from Harry Kane. Musiala, quick impact here from the substitute, but the offside flag has been raised. Damn it, Mayur, I thought Sporting scored. I think that game is going to end up 0-0. Or Arsenal just might nick it towards the end. We'll wait and see. Mbappe fouled. Might be a yellow card here. I think Jonathan Tah, yes. Far too aggressive. 20 minutes plus stoppage time remain at the Bernabéu as Kylian Mbappe gets a sore tackle on him. Jonathan Tah, on that occasion, far too eager to try and win the ball back. Just rakes down the calf of Kylian Mbappe. That is a real painful one. Rightfully gets the yellow card. Well, Brahim Diaz is coming on for Real Madrid and Arda Güler replaced. It's a like-for-like substitution from Real Madrid's point of view. Left-footed Arda Güler off, left-footed Brahim Diaz on. Both play in that number 10 half-space position. Mbappe is still on the deck here. It was a rake on the back of the leg, that's for sure. It's a real painful one. But you should expect him to get back onto the pitch, that's for sure. It's pretty bad. Mbappe might have landed awkwardly. Does he hurt his knee when he falls? There are a lot of aspects in play here, especially with an explosive player like Kylian Mbappe. But Mbappe is back onto his feet. Good from Madrid's point of view. Well, Bayern Munich will feel that a third goal would be really nice at this stage. Real Madrid continue to threaten with the few chances they do manage to get, but they've had some clear sights at goal. At this stage, you have to be clinical. Brahim Diaz immediately getting himself involved. So is Jude Bellingham. But Bellingham has certainly added a different dimension to Real Madrid, that's for sure. Terrible pass there by Brahim Diaz. And finds Michael Olise. That might be a foul or by Carreras. Carreras has to be careful. The last thing he can afford is a yellow card up against Michael Olise. Well, Carreras has had a torrid time against Michael Olise. Olise putting on a show here in front of the world. Here's Luis Diaz, is up against Trent. Trent does very well. Combination of Trent and Bellingham stops Luis Diaz. Well, Real Madrid will feel that even if they lose this first leg, because there's no away goals, you're not really killed here, aren't you? So, if they can claw a goal back, they'll feel 2-1 down, even at the Allianz Arena, where Bayern Munich are historically very strong at home. They'll feel that they have a chance, but a 2-0 deficit, especially with Bayern Munich's firepower, could be a mountain to climb in the second leg. Here's Jude Bellingham. Shifted onto the right-hand side. Trent finds Valverde. Trent again. Clever pass by Trent. Bellingham. Valverde on the right-hand side. Trent continues his run. Trent gets the ball here on the right-hand side. Alexander-Arnold. What a pass! And this time Mbappe scores. It is a brilliant delivery by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Kylian Mbappe, who had a couple of opportunities, this time makes no mistake. Clinical from the Frenchman. Scores his 11th goal in the Champions League. And Real Madrid have a goal back. That is supreme football from Real Madrid. Brilliant stuff. Kylian Mbappe could not miss. And Bayern Munich will feel that they allowed Real Madrid to get back into this game here. And they have made them pay. Brilliant this. Everybody is onside. Valverde just shifts it perfectly to Trent. The left-hand side is completely vacant. Where is Alphonso Davies, man? He's nowhere there. Trent has an eternity to pick the perfect pass, which he does. I mean, Manuel Neuer made an unbelievable save, but the ball had crossed the line. Kylian Mbappe pulling a goal back when his team needed it the most. And now it's game on. Harry Kane! Oh, nearly re-establishes the 2-goal advantage. Well, it was a special ball by Trent Alexander-Arnold, wasn't it? Just puts it on a plate for Kylian Mbappe, who could not miss from there, but he nearly pulled out one of the most world-class saves that you will see from Manuel Neuer. Madrid have a spring in their step, but Trent Alexander-Arnold lost the ball here. Madrid are in real trouble now. Bayern Munich players are queuing up. It's Harry Kane. Goes for the cutback. Bayern Munich cannot punish Real Madrid there. Trent Alexander-Arnold, after providing the assist for the goal, gives the ball away in a criminal area, and Bayern Munich nearly make them pay. Kane on the outside, takes an extra touch. Tight angle, went for the cutback for Musiala. Cleared away, it's a corner for Bayern Munich. 15 minutes plus added on time remaining in this first leg. It has been a cracking first leg. What a quarterfinal this has been. Well, Mayur, you were predicting a 2-1 win for Real Madrid. It's 2-1 to Bayern Munich as Kimmich delivers. Tar tries to get his header on target. Might have come off Rudiger. It has. It's another corner for Bayern. But Bayern did make the 2 substitutions. Prediction was good. Prediction was good in terms of the scoreline, Mayur. Just a few goals up and down, and you would be spot on as Elise delivers towards the front post. It's headed away. Real Madrid on the counter-attack could be interested here. Here's Brahim Diaz. He's got Vinicius in support. Immediately feeds the Brazilian. Here's Vinicius Jr. now on the left-hand side. Vinicius, look at Luis Diaz, man, brilliant, but he commits the foul. That's a forwards challenge if you've ever seen one. And the Colombian picks up a yellow card. Well, he's tracked Vinicius Jr. all the way. But he makes a clumsy challenge and it's a free kick for Real Madrid. Vinicius is so clever in terms of shielding the ball and trying to win the free kick. Quick feet. Diaz takes a bite. Free kick for Real Madrid. And now you can see the Real Madrid fans are absolutely feeling it there. Look at that. You would not have seen that picture 10 minutes ago. The fans would have been fuming, steaming after that hour performance. But Real Madrid in the Champions League, you can never discount them. Trent Alexander-Arnold delivers. Good header. It's a corner for Madrid. They are ramping up the pressure here. Bayern Munich have stopped playing football. It's all Real Madrid now. Real Madrid going to complete a quite remarkable turnaround here. 2-0 down, staring down the barrel. And after Kylian Mbappe scored minutes earlier, it's Trent Alexander-Arnold who delivers this ball into the box. Tard defends that very well. Elise just heads that out of danger. Look at Bayern Munich now. Bayern Munich just happy to clear. It's all Real Madrid now. The momentum has definitely... I mean, we criticized Alvaro Arbeloa for delaying his substitutions, right? But he's got it right. Not in terms, just in terms of the personnel, but somehow has worked. Oh, the pass forward for Luis Diaz is perfectly weighted. It's Diaz. He's strong. He's not going to get the pen there. Strong play there from Carreras. The 2 South Americans in a tangle there. Here's Kylian Mbappe. Finding Vinicius Jr. Vincent Kompany will be slightly worried now, having made the double substitution of Davies and Jamal Musiala. It's been Real Madrid who have been on the ascendancy. Well, they made 3 substitutions themselves. Brahim Diaz, Jude Bellingham and Eder Militao coming on for Los Blancos. Here's Tchouaméni. Finds Trent Alexander-Arnold. Shifts it onto the right-hand side for his England teammate Jude Bellingham. Bellingham does well to create a bit of separation. Here's Brahim Diaz. Again in a tight space, manages to keep possession. Tchouaméni to Trent. Tchouaméni again. Now Rudiger into the 80th minute here. It's all Real Madrid in terms of possession. Bayern Munich just retreating back. Vinicius wriggles away from the challenge from Jamal Musiala. Here's Brahim Diaz on his right foot. It's straight at Manuel Neuer. Weaker right foot effort, but he catches that so well there, Brahim Diaz. The Moroccan, slightly off balance. Still manages to generate a lot of power on that weaker right foot. Here's Elise. Finds Joshua Kimmich. Now Luis Diaz finding himself in a number 10 position. Brilliant carry there. It's Jamal Musiala, twinkle toes. Good defending from Real Madrid. It's last ditch as Jude Bellingham comes away with the ball. Bellingham has been first class since coming on, man. What a player. Look at him go again. Here's Bellingham. Feeds Vinicius on the left-hand side. Here's Vinicius Jr. up against Upamecano. Brilliant from Vinicius. Goes on the inside. Upamecano does very well. Vinicius wants a pen. He's never going to get it. Bayern Munich managed to clear under 10 minutes of normal time remaining here. What a game this has been at the Bernabéu, man. Edge of your seat stuff. The fact that it's 2-1 to Bayern Munich, the only surprise is the scoreline isn't more for both teams. Here's Valverde. Vinicius, clever turn. Vinicius again up against Upamecano, but Vinicius is offside. Upamecano's playing such a dangerous game, man. The number of times he's trying to nick the ball of Vinicius is so risky. Mbappe, 14 goals in 10 matches. That is absolutely elite in terms of production, man. Harry Kane with 11. Kylian Mbappe with 14. Two leading marksmen, both on the score sheet here today. I think Manuel Neuer might have picked up a yellow card for time wasting here, and he has. Neuer certainly played his part to keep the scoreline to only one for Real Madrid, making some terrific saves of Vinicius and Kylian Mbappe. Bayern need to just lean into what worked for nearly an hour of the match. That's how crazy momentum is in high-level sports. Sometimes there's nothing you can do. But as a collective, you need to pull together, find solutions. Here's Diaz. Davies had continued his run on the left-hand side. Here's Harry Kane, finds Diaz. Good football this from Bayern, but Diaz loses out. Tchouaméni clips it perfectly. It's 2v2 here for Real Madrid. Clever pass here for Vinicius Jr. straight at Neuer. Tight angle there for the Brazilian. Hits that with power. Good save by Vinicius, by Neuer. Corner for Real Madrid. They have certainly woken up after the hour mark. Bayern Munich were all over the home side. The match is now flipped. Real Madrid will feel that they can level this one up here. Corner for the home side here. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Already has an assist to his name. Now sizing up this corner here. The Madrid bench and the fans will explode in celebration if this one finds its way into the back of the net as Trent delivers the ball in. Good defending. Olise can try and carry this one. Oh, pulls out of the challenge. That's very risky from his point of view. Militao! Good save! Ede Militao looking to curl that into the top corner. Great work there from Manuel Neuer. Quick shifting of the feet. Neuer looking for the quick release, but Antonio Rudiger leaning on his experience and just crashes into Neuer to stop the quick counter-attack. But Pavlovic wins the initial header, and Pavlovic lands so badly on his head, man. That is so painful. They might have to have a look whether or not he's okay to continue because his head bounced off the turf. Militao, of all people, nearly finding a curled equalizer into the corner. Well, the skipper has certainly pulled his weight. Bayern München. Look at the last 15 minutes. This game has completely flipped, man. Bayern Munich have had one attempt. Madrid have had 5 and 3 on target. Absolutely ridiculous how the game has just flipped in the last 15 minutes. I mean, it looked more likely that Bayern Munich are going to score the third and even the fourth if they really wanted to, rather than Real Madrid making a fist. But Real Madrid in this competition can never write them off. Even 2 seasons ago in the semi-finals where it looked like Bayern Munich were finally going to get the job done, Joselu scores of all the people. Here's Musiala. Shifts it onto the right-hand side for Josip Stanisic. Finds Musiala again. Expecting Musiala to start at the Allianz Arena ahead of Serge Gnabry. Wait and see whether or not that does materialize. Here's Jamal Musiala with the strike. Not enough power behind it. Easy for Lunin. Shot on target there for Bayern. Much needed here. Here's Valverde. Finds Trent. What a pass that is from Trent. Neuer comes out chasing. How composed is the German skipper, man. Great stuff from him. Under 5 minutes plus added on time remaining. This has been a fantastic watch, Mayur. Such a great game of football, man. There's so much quality on show from the teams. Both teams brimming with quality. Upamecano again, he's made a real mess, and Musiala commits the foul. It's all going pear-shaped here for Bayern Munich. It's a yellow card for Jamal Musiala. It's a free kick for Real Madrid. Bayern Munich have lost their composure here. It's headless chicken stuff. Upamecano needs to pull his socks up and be a lot more responsible here. Musiala had no real business to go sliding in there. Completely warranted a yellow card for the challenge on Brahim Diaz. Oh my word. I mean, the fact that Davies just hits the chest and somehow it finds Manuel Neuer, else it could very easily have been 2-2 as Alexander-Arnold delivers this towards the far stick. Rudiger heads it towards goal. Asking too much out of Mbappe and out for a goal kick. It's definitely the entertainment here. 10 out of 10 for entertainment. It's definitely like one of our FIFA games. Absolutely nuts, isn't it? Look at that save from Manuel Neuer, man. I mean, it was absolutely unbelievable, the fact that he could even get there, nearly kept that out. Again, not the cleanest of strikes from Kylian. The goal has been credited to Kylian Mbappe, but might have taken an extra touch here. Oh, Stanisic on the right-hand side here. Has a lot of space. What a block by Eder Militao. The substitute pulls out an incredible interception here. Here's Kimmich. Kane. Kane has completely died in the second half after scoring early on in the second half. He has barely had an impact in the match. Here's Pavlovic. Shifts it onto the left-hand side for Luis Diaz, who opened the scoring in the 41st minute. Since then, so much has happened. Here's Musiala. Olise. Clever pass there for Davis. Cleared away by Real Madrid. Bellingham finds Eder Militao. I mean, this team that Real Madrid have on the pitch is something that I'm expecting them to start with in the next leg. Because Bellingham, I mean, Mayur explained to me, how did Jude Bellingham not start this match? It does not make sense. And the fact that he came on well after the 60th minute is even more concerning. Here's Davies on the left-hand side. Eder Militao goes lunging after him. Davies keeps the ball here. Here's the Canadian. Clever pass there for Jamal Musiala looking to turn. 2 minutes plus stoppage time remain at the Bernabéu. Brilliant interception there from Kane. Olise lets that go for Stanisic on the outside. Joseph Stanisic chops in on his left foot. He's got plenty of options. Finds Olise. Olise looks towards the far stick for Davies. For Musiala. Oh, what a chance. He squanders it. Bayern should have had the third. They open up the Real Madrid defense. Perfectly weighted pass by both Olise and then Davies. Look at the amount of space for Davies. He could have gone for goal himself. He does the unselfish thing with the cutback. Musiala doesn't get the connection that he needed there, and it's an effort that's gone wide. Madrid survive. Under 90 seconds remain of normal time. Is there going to be one last final twist in what has been an incredible first leg here? Vinicius takes it quickly, finding Carreras. Real Madrid have a spring in their step here. Here's Kylian Mbappe. He's got a lot of space here. It's Kylian Mbappe. Oh, it's just wide. He strikes that so well. Manuel Neuer rooted to the spot. Mbappe just looking to find the far corner there. Look at the amount of space for Kylian Mbappe. Nobody's closing him down here. Oh, that is so... I mean, it's so risky. It's poor from Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich's capitulation in the last 15 minutes needs to be studied here. Full credit to Real Madrid, though. They have come out firing in the last 30 minutes. Well, this tie is still very much in the balance at 2-1 with no away goals. Absolutely very much on the balance. Here's Bellingham onto the right-hand side. Finds Trent Alexander-Arnold. Finds Aurelien Tchouameni to Carreras. Here's the Uruguayan. We're into stoppage time here. Kylian Mbappe looks to just breeze past Upamecano. It's a corner. Oh yeah, he did recover recently from a left leg muscle injury. It does make sense then. Arbeloa deciding to manage his workload. It's still 0-0 in Lisbon, but it's not unbelievable. I fully expected that to happen. I thought maybe, just maybe, Arsenal might nick it towards the end. But yeah, this is something, maybe 1-0 to Arsenal or 0-0 is a scoreline that I think the whole world would have predicted. Well, 4 minutes of stoppage time here. Trent Alexander-Arnold with yet another corner. Decent delivery. Manuel Neuer punches. Kylian Mbappe will secure the ball here on the right-hand side. Left-footed ball into the box. Easily cleared away by Jonathan Tah. Now Bayern Munich have a chance to counter here. There's a lot of space that's opening up here. The keeper's nowhere to be found. It's 2v1 if they get this right here. Musiala. Oh, what a terrible pass. Jamal Musiala, since coming on, has squandered opportunities. He just has to roll that to Michael Olise. And it's possibly 3-1. Madrid caught cold there, Mayur. That was unbelievable. I mean, this is where Real Madrid will have to show the experience and just kill the game off. A 2-1 result, even though it's a loss, is not the worst thing here. A 3-1 result kills it for them. Musiala, so reliable from that number 10 position. My goodness me, he has to find Olise there, man. It was 2v1. Squandered, absolutely squandered. Well, you don't want to thank Jesus, you want to thank Jamal. Jamal Musiala, what an error that was. Kane recovers the ball here. Here's Davies now. He's got options. Finds Luis Diaz. Why are they not shooting, man? The number of times they're just looking for the perfect goal. Bayern Munich have had opportunities. 2 minutes of stoppage time remaining here. There's a slip there in the box, but the offside flag has been raised. Bayern Munich might just make the double substitution here. Tom Bischoff and Leon Goretzka coming on here by the looks of it. Well, Bischoff, who scored the brace against Freiburg at the weekend. On the pitch here. Kylian Mbappe using Stanisic as almost like a wall to try and curl that into the corner. Just look at it, man. How much time did they have? Pavlovic and Luis Diaz are off. Leon Goretzka and Tom Bischoff are coming on for Bayern München. Even Alphonso Davies, Mayur, on the left-hand side. He could have taken a touch and gone for goal. Instead, he does, quote-unquote, the right thing. He just squares it to Jamal Musiala, who did not get the connection. And then Musiala, who had to just square it. It is a 5 or 10 yard pass. And he messes that up royally. Ah, damn it! I knew it was coming, Mayur. I knew the goal for Arsenal was coming. I just knew it. Damn it! Who scored? And it's that fucking rat as well, Kai Havertz, who scored. Well, you knew it was coming. At 0-0, Arsenal would have certainly fancied their chances heading into the Emirates Stadium in the second leg. Bastards. I swear. But I've made my peace that Arsenal are going to play the semi-finals against either Atletico Madrid or Barcelona. Either one of the Spanish sides. Please do me a favor. Ooh, that could have very easily been a foul on Michael Olise. That's a push on the back. Real Madrid, in stoppage time, have not played with experience here. Play will continue. Clever touch there by Brahim Diaz. Real Madrid playing with that intensity with 15 seconds remaining to possibly pinch the equalizer just before the full-time whistle. Here's Jude Bellingham. Finds Vinicius Jr. Final attack here for Real Madrid. Stanisic reads the pass comfortably there, and it's cleared away. The penalty shouts has been waved away by VAR. Final action here. We're into borrowed time here as Trent heads the ball back into the danger area. Valverde nearly pinches it back. It's cleared away. Referee has had a look at his watch. This just might be it. And the referee is still carrying the game on here. You can see Bayern Munich quickly back into their defensive shape here. Real Madrid searching for one last opportunity from an unlikely position. And that will be that. The referee blows the full-time whistle at the Santiago Bernabéu as Real Madrid trail 2-1 after a perfect start for Real Madrid. Oh, that could have been a pen, you know. My goodness me, how's that not a pen? Carreras has put his forearm on the back of Michael Olise. Whoa, that is so fortunate. Real Madrid, on any other day, they concede the third right at the end. I think this is a result that Real Madrid will be happy with, even though they lost. This could have been so much worse. Bayern Munich for the first hour was sumptuous, brilliant. But they did leave the door open for Real Madrid. Couple of glorious opportunities. No surprises that it was Vinicius Jr. and Kylian Mbappe doing the bulk of the attacking. Vinicius should have scored at the hour mark. He rounded off Manuel Neuer. Couldn't wrap his foot around it. But few minutes later, Trent Alexander-Arnold put it on a plate for Kylian Mbappe after Harry Kane scored 20 seconds into the second half, with Luis Diaz opening the scoring in the 41st minute. Full time at the Santiago Bernabéu. It's Madrid 1, Bayern 2. Well, very much salvageable in the second leg, Mayur. No away goals means that it's just a goal that separates the two teams. Bayern Munich did so many good things in that match, but ultimately will feel that this is a missed opportunity and they have left the door open for the 15-time champions. It is a risky strategy, and considering how the hour went, Vincent Kompany will certainly be leading an inquest as to what happened in the final half an hour, where Bayern Munich lost complete control and Real Madrid were all over them. But Bayern Munich, right towards the end, had two glorious opportunities, both with the feet of Jamal Musiala, one with the finish and one with the pass. He could not execute both, and Real Madrid feel that they have survived. Well, that's it from me, Mayur. Thank you so much for tuning in, my friend. I really appreciate it, my brother. I will see you for the second leg, that's for sure. But do tune in tomorrow, where I'll be doing the watch-along for PSG versus Liverpool. And, of course, at the weekend, Chelsea versus Manchester City. There's plenty of football, high-stakes, high-octane football, with just under 2 months left of the season here. See you, man. Thanks a lot for tuning in, my brother.